Good evening, everyone. Tonight, we're diving into the latest developments surrounding President Donald Trump's late-night responses amid growing pressures at the White House. As we approach the State of the Union address, the atmosphere in Washington is charged with key issues like trade policies, international relations, and domestic unrest fueling the strain. Let's break this down step by step, starting with the president's recent statements. Just after midnight last Friday, President Trump took to social media to address the ongoing situation in Minneapolis, where federal agents have been involved in a controversial operation. In a post time-stamped at 1:26 a.m., he referred to one of the individuals caught in the crossfire as an agitator and perhaps an insurrectionist. This came on the heels of his earlier comments suggesting a possible de-escalation, where he told reporters, "We're going to de-escalate a little bit." But within hours, he shifted back, insisting there would be no pullback from the federal presence. This back and forth highlights a pattern we've seen before. Initial signals of restraint followed by a firm reassertion of his stance. Analysts point out that such mixed messages can complicate efforts on the ground, where local officials are already pushing for reduced federal involvement after 2 fatalities in recent weeks. These late-night remarks aren't isolated. Earlier this month, on Valentine's Day, the president posted a detailed message reigniting his long-standing feud with comedian Bill Maher. Describing a 2025 White House dinner as a total waste of time, Trump accused Maher of being overly critical and nervous during their meeting. While this might seem like a side issue, it underscores the broader tensions between the administration and media figures, especially late-night hosts who have been vocal critics. Remember, this comes after actions last year that led to the cancellation of Stephen Colbert's show following pointed commentary on the president. In a polarized media landscape, these exchanges aren't just personal. They shape public discourse and could influence voter sentiment heading into the midterms. Shifting to the economic front, the Supreme Court's recent ruling declaring the administration's emergency tariffs illegal has added another layer of friction. President Trump responded forcefully, calling the decision deeply disappointing and expressing shame toward certain justices for lacking courage. In a gaggle with reporters before departing Fort Bragg, he emphasized that the ruling won't deter his trade strategy. Over the weekend, he announced plans for new 15% global tariffs, warning that nations trying to play games could face even steeper penalties. U.S. Customs and Border Protection has confirmed that collection of the struck-down tariffs will cease after midnight tonight, but the president's push forward raises questions about compliance and potential legal battles ahead. Markets reacted swiftly to this escalation. Today, the Dow dropped nearly 1,000 points, closing at around 48,000, while the S&P and NASDAQ each fell over 1%. Investors are wary of prolonged trade wars, which could hit consumers hardest. Experts estimate that American households might absorb billions in additional costs if these new levies take hold. This isn't just about numbers, it's about everyday impacts, from higher prices on imported goods to supply chain disruptions affecting industries like manufacturing and agriculture. Internationally, tensions with Iran remain a flashpoint. The U.S. and Iran are set to continue talks in Geneva this week, but President Trump has openly discussed military options if no nuclear deal is reached. He's referenced past operations, like the strikes on Iranian facilities, as evidence of U.S. strength. However, reports indicate that allies are hesitant to commit resources, leaving the administration somewhat isolated. This echoes broader diplomatic challenges, including strained relations with Canada, where Prime Minister Carney is touring Asia to diversify trade away from the U.S. amid the tariff disputes. Closer to home, the White House is facing pushback from state governors ahead of their annual meeting. Republican Governor Stitt and his Democratic counterpart have criticized the administration's plan to limit invitations to Republicans only, calling it a break from bipartisan tradition. In a letter to colleagues, Stitt supported the president's right to choose guests, but stressed the need for unity. This rift could spill over into the State of the Union next week, where Trump will address Congress in front of the Supreme Court justices who just rebuked his tariff policy. Former Press Secretary Sean Spicer has predicted visible tension from potential no-shows to on-camera reactions if the president references recent rulings. Adding to the mix, there's ongoing fallout from other domestic policies. In Minnesota, the president's dueling messages have drawn scrutiny, with critics arguing they exacerbate chaos rather than resolve it. And in the media realm, Trump's attacks on late-night comedy, now extending to threats of program suspensions, raise First Amendment concerns. As one observer noted, if more shows face cancellation, it could create an information gap, especially with elections looming. It's 2026, and technology has transformed so much of our daily lives, from ordering meals with a voice command to managing home security from afar. But sometimes the basics lag behind, like outdated window treatments that don't keep up with modern needs. That's where 3-Day Blinds comes in. They're the top manufacturer of custom window coverings in the country. And right now, they're offering a buy one, get one 50% off deal when you visit 3dayblinds.com Midas. Their experts bring samples to your home, provide a free quote on the spot, and handle the measuring and installation. Whether you want light filtering shades or smart options that integrate with your devices, they've got thousands of choices for any style or budget. With over 45 years in business and millions of satisfied customers, it's a reliable way to upgrade your space. Head to 3dayblinds.com Midas for that special offer and a no-obligation consultation. Back to the story. Lawsuits are piling up in response to the tariff ruling. Companies like FedEx are seeking full refunds, arguing the levies violated the law. This could cost the government billions and further strain federal resources. Meanwhile, on the global stage, figures like Steve Witkoff, the president's envoy, are navigating tricky waters with leaders like Putin, emphasizing direct talks to understand motivations. But with reports of funds flowing to sanctioned entities via pardoned figures, ethical questions linger. In opinion pieces and analyses, voices like those on late-night shows before some were sidelined have highlighted how these tensions reflect deeper exhaustion among Americans. From trade battles to foreign policy gambles, the daily churn is wearing thin. As J.D. Vance touts manufacturing booms with new factories sprouting up, skeptics question the specifics, urging transparency on job creation and economic benefits. There you have it, a snapshot of the mounting pressures and the president's late-night pushback. As events unfold, we'll keep watching closely. If you're finding this analysis helpful, hit that subscribe button. Let's aim for 7 million strong. The facts matter now more than ever. Check out our latest collection at store.midastouch.com, all made right here in the USA by union workers. Thanks for tuning in.